I was letting in goals. I just knew the old me would have saved them. So I felt like I was letting the players down a little bit, my teammates. I felt like I was letting the fans down. So I think it probably worked out best for everybody, really.
No, I don't say that.
I think I'd have been a little bit disappointed when I got to meet them. They were completely different. But they're such nice people and they really care about the club. They really care about the community. It wouldn't surprise if you see them in the Premier League in 5 or 6 years' time.
Salad fingers, skeleton hands, freak. Some of the things my next guest has called me. But to me, because he won the Carling Cup in 2011 and was man of the match, I just call him Ben Foster. Ben, how are you? Yeah? Good?
I have called you all those things, haven't I?
Exactly, yeah.
I do call you all those things.
Freak. And then just
show
little
your
things.
fingers, though. Just show them.
They're fine, they're golf hands.
Oh, they're horrible. Look how thin your fingers are.
They're goalkeeper hands, no? You said I look like Rob Green post-retirement. That's what you told me.
Yeah, I'll let you off it because you're a nice person. You're a nice human.
OK.
Like, you're nice, so you're fine.
Are you all right?
I'm good, mate. Yeah, I'm really, really good.
We look outside, there's the bat signs out there from Wrexham. It's saying we need a goalkeeper. They're down to their 4th choice now.
Yeah.
You coming out of retirement?
Hell no, definitely not. Not this time round, no. I was listening to we did a podcast actually in Plymouth with Andre Graham. We were riding back in the car and we were listening to a bit of the commentary and they just said the goalie's gone down injured and Mark Howard's just come on. Chomp, shout out Chomp, by the way. Yeah, he's come on. But no, definitely not. Chomp's a good goalie anyway, to be fair to him.
I know, but, you know, you've done it before. Could you do it again?
No, it won't happen again, definitely.
Because the first time we ever actually met, second time we actually met in person, I was doing the first fill-in. It was the morning you found out you were going back to Wrexham.
Yes, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
So with that whole experience, like knowing what you know now, would you do it all again?
Yeah, I definitely would have done it all again, yeah. The experience of seeing it all and how it all operates and how many people it's touched as well is phenomenal. Going out to America with them, seeing the fanfare out there, the amount of people that still to this day come up to me and say that Notts County penalty save was just out of this world. And even I look back at it sometimes on sort of video and, yeah, it gives me goosebumps. It's lovely as well.
Because just on that as well, because obviously you had that time there, how's the sort of relationship been with Rob and Ryan since you speak to them? Because when I was down there last year, Ollie Palmer was speaking just so glowingly and it comes across in the documentary. Yeah,
they're so sound. It's exactly what you see on the documentary. I think I'd have been a little bit disappointed if when I got to meet them, they were completely different, or they were like
knobheads.
Yeah, knobheads or whoppers or something. But they're not. They're so sound. They're so lovely. They're just like normal people. To be fair, Rob is. You can see he's very clever and he's very driven to want to do it. Yeah. Ryan is just so laid back and calm, and it's almost like he gets embarrassed by the fame of it a little bit, really. And he doesn't really like the spotlight so much. But they're such nice people and they really care about the club. They really care about the community, and it wouldn't surprise if you see them in the Premier League in 5 or 6 years' time.
So, for the rest of that season, how was it for you? Because it's like probably twofold, isn't it? You've retired again, but obviously of your own volition. Yeah. But obviously they go on to have a successful season. How was that mix of emotions for you?
No, it was fine. I wished them so well. I really did.
Yeah.
I got to the point where I was letting in goals and I just knew the old me would have saved them.
Right.
And I think once I get to that point when a goal goes in past me and I'm thinking, I'm going to save this, and then no touch comes and the ball goes into the back of the net, I'm thinking, this is not normal. I'm not used to this. I don't like this feeling.
Got you.
So I felt like I was letting the players down a little bit, my teammates. I felt like I was letting the fans down. And I just thought that another goalie with a bit more spring in their step should be able to save that. Right. So maybe hand the reins over to somebody else. And in fairness, Chomp came in, played a few games, then they signed Arthur on loan from Arsenal, and Arthur's done so well. Really established himself as a nice, proper goalkeeper. So I think it probably worked out best for everybody, really.
No, I don't say that.
It did, though, because I went on and carried on doing what I was doing, had a nice time. And
spend more time with myself.
Exactly, yeah.
That was that was one of your main reasons for retirement.
To spend more time with salad fingers.
Just to shout abuse at me,
yeah.
Rank.
Oh, look at those skeleton fingers. But yeah, I'm buzzing from. They're still probably them and West Brom. The two teams I will look out for on a Saturday afternoon, and Birmingham City, obviously.
No, sorry, you've quite clearly said there.
And Birmingham City, obviously. They're the teams I will look out for to see what their result was.
What I said previously to this interview, you're actually not welcome back now. You can shove it up yours.
I'm always welcome back at Blues. They love me and I love them as well, actually. Even though it was a season, it's mad to think it was only a season, right? But still.
I actually feel like you were there for like 4 years.
It's probably one of my it probably is my favourite season in my whole 20-year football career, genuinely.
Was must have felt like 4 seasons.
It was, yeah. Towards the end, it was, yeah. The League Cup win was phenomenal, but then it was very much downhill from that game onwards. We lost virtually all of our remaining fixtures, ended up getting relegated. Should never have got relegated, but made friends for life from that team, made memories for life.
You say friends for life. Who do you actually still speak to?
Craig Gardner. I still
he was there last night.
Still do.
He's the Don.
He is
He's the Don of Birmingham.
He is that boy.
Don't mess with Craig Gardner.
Yeah, he holds the purse strings. But I still bump into so many people down the road, like Cameron Jerome. I bumped into Stevie Carr, Barry Ferguson, Lee Bowyer. I've come across here. There, Roger Johnson, Scotty Dan. I still text now and then, and just really good lads, mate. They were really good lads, and like I say, it was a travesty we got relegated. It really was.
Just finally to touch on Wrexham. Obviously, the big game this season was Blues Wrexham. We were talking for me a bit too much fanfare around it. You sort of had a live podcast down in Wrexham, James McLean on, sort of stoking the fires. If he played for me, I'd love him. It's that classic thing, isn't it? He said Blues are in for a surprise. Let's see what the surprise is. But how do you see that going between? Obviously, we're level on points or a point behind them at the moment.
Point behind, 2 games in hand, I think. The game. Let's talk about the game quickly. I thought Blues were just brilliant. They really, really were. Obviously, Wrexham got off to a flyer, but Blues very quickly sort of... they did, didn't they? Wrexham took the lead.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
But then Blues, it was just total domination from that moment onwards. And they looked a class above Wrexham, in fairness, in that game. They looked a class above. And to be fair, the way the season's panned out so far, Blues have just been relentless, absolutely relentless. But yeah, I enjoyed the game. I watched it on Sky. I didn't want to get involved in coming to the game. I thought it was just a bit too much fanfare, Even on
the Ben Foster derby.
The Sky coverage of it though, it was a bit.
Lads were texting me that. It was honestly, just like Tom Brady just
sat
there eating a pretzel.
It was sycophantic at times. Like all they kept doing and zooming in on Bex or Tom Brady or just Gary Neville, zooming in on them all the time. And I just want to watch the football. Just let me watch the football. But yeah, fair play to Blues. They were brilliant. I think it'll be a different case, a different game back at the racecourse. Wrexham, I think, have got the best home form in the league, topping it off with an unbelievable last-minute winner the other night against Barnsley. But Blues themselves are just flying. Great, isn't it? Yeah, it's good. It's nice to see, mate. It's nice to see.
Got a big smile on my face.
Yeah, it's nice to see. Blues will be back in the Championship next season. I think that's a given. If Wrexham can do it as well, that's some story, mate.
Yeah, it is. I wanted to ask about Phil Parkinson, because last year I did some filming at Wrexham. It wasn't our fault. For whatever reason, he didn't read the brief.
Yeah.
So I'm mid-filming, trying to do my goalkeeper challenge with my salad fingers.
I've seen.
And Elliot Lee, Ollie Palmer there, and the social media guy goes, I just need to speak to Phil quickly after we've done the intro. I was like, oh no, here we go. I mean, we speak about Craig Gardner being the Don. Out comes Phil Parkinson. I say I got involved, I absolutely caked my pants. So me, Elliot Lee and Ollie Palmer were speaking like little kids over here. Send the production guy out, and he's like, shutting it down. Not going to do this. Anyway, wins it round, and we can do side foots. So, it's been nice. I thought he was going to leave. Stands on the edge of the box like this. And I'm supposed to be like giving it out. I've absolutely... I've shit it. I've melted.
Withered.
Yeah. What was he? Obviously you're in a different position to me, but what was he like? And do you think he can? He feels to me like a championship manager, so he can take them to the next level.
Yeah, he is. He's exactly what you just said there, alluded to. Really, he is the manager of that football club. He is the guy that has the say so on everything. Players in, players out, new contracts. Even when it comes to media duties, and he wants to know what's going on. He wants to know what players are signing themselves up for. He doesn't let players get too excited or too ahead of themselves. He takes it each game as it comes. But I love the way that they give him all that power. When you've got 2 massive A-list Hollywood stars running the football club, and money could become a massive problem, and you could be hemorrhaging cash all over the place. He makes sure it doesn't happen. He's very calm, very considered. He finds out about every single player that he's signing, make sure that they're a really good human being first and foremost. And there's not many football clubs that do that, There's not many, especially nowadays, there's not many football clubs that do that. It's always the chief exec or it's always the chairman. Exactly. It goes above the manager. The manager nowadays is a coach. Yeah. They just get the players that the big dogs have bought in, and they have to work with them. But Phil Parkinson still maintains that he is the guy that brings every single player in.
Just into, obviously, we've got American owners. Tom Brady's involved. You sort of, obviously, you work a lot with Watto, and he's sort of been doing different bits with the club as well. And knowing Ryan and Rob like you do, how do you see the sort of split and that, and the way American owners are getting involved with football?
Yeah, it's becoming more and more common. Blues slightly different to Wrexham with the way that they do it. Obviously, the big signing in the summer, 17. Is it 17 million?
Well, no, I think the last quote on from the Stockport away fans last night was 42 million just per game, I think that is. So.
It's ridiculous, come on. But the transfer fees Blues can pay in front of everybody else. They just blow everybody out the water. It's as simple as that. Amen. Amen to that as well. But Blues shouldn't be in League One anyway. It's an absolute disgrace that they're in League One. I'm sure when the owners took over last year and then ended up getting relegated, they're thinking, what on earth is going on? Well, I mean,
you told me some stories about Carson Young, then the ones we had after that, I just can't believe it was this ownership that ended up going down.
Exactly, yeah. It's just... Blues are such a sleeping giant, and if some of the plans that they've got for the regeneration of Birmingham City Centre and the football club and what they want to do, if that comes to fruition, then wowee, what a football club this is going to become. But yeah, the American ownership, I think it's sits alongside the Qataris and the Saudis with what they want to do. They want to come and get involved, basically at a Premier League level. But I think a lot of rich people abroad are seeing the possibilities with a championship side, or taking somebody doing that championship manager thing where you take them from National League and get them all the way up to, because the money in it nowadays is phenomenal.
Did you have to get used to the positivity? Because I think English people are dour,
pessimistic.
Midlands Brummies are more dour, and Birmingham City fans, we're really dour. So I was speaking to Tom Wagner briefly about it, of just trying to infuse that positivity into it. Did you have that a bit at Wrexham? Because they're
I like Tom Wagner though. I like it.
He's great,
I've watched a few sort of things where he's done fans forums and that, and the way that he speaks, and I like that positivity. It's really infectious, and I think you have to have that about you as well.
Yeah.
Again, especially when you're dealing with Midlanders and Birmingham folk who are a little bit down on their luck sometimes. I think that bit of positivity puts people on the back foot a little bit. Like, we're not used to this. This is quite nice. This is.
So, yeah, no, I think even I've had to change my attitude towards it. Even the possession football and everything around that.
I know.
It's mad. 70% possession we've had.
Incredible.
Weird.
But beating Stockport the other night, Stockport are a decent team. Yeah. I watched them play against Wrexham, and they looked a little bit of a class above Wrexham. They really did. You got that Louis Barry,
didn't do anything.
Obviously Villa player, but he didn't have the chance to do anything because Blues were just that much better than them.
Got B-licked. Last couple from me. You choose one. Carling Cup 2011 or that penalty save against Notts County?
It's Carling Cup. It's got to be Carling Cup.
And man of the match.
Oh, that horrible hand. That's disgusting. Oh, can we fist pump that, please? Even that's not nice.
And then just finally, YouTube. You've been on a great journey. It's a bit like a bike ride, I imagine, ups and downs. Would you do YouTube how you've done it if you were to start all over again?
Oh, if I was to start all over again, I'd have done it so much bigger and better. And
would you?
Oh yeah.
What do you mean?
But I would have loved to have been able to do sort of GoPro in the goal from the get-go, from the very beginnings. And
do you think you could have though?
Probably not, but you know what you could have done is you could have recorded it all, you could have made all the vlogs, and then 10 years down the line, put them all out.
You got The Last Dance then.
Imagine that, if you could have got that much content and that much footage and you still would have been able to make the vlogs.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's 10 years after the event or whatever, but still, people would want to see that, wouldn't they? I would have
retrospective vlogs.
Retrospective vlogs, that would have been phenomenal to do.
What was like, not naming names, but what was sort of like the weirdest response that you've had to it in terms of like people that you worked with?
The lads at first were very sceptical and cautious, because as soon as you bring a camera out in the changing room, everybody's like, where's that going? What are you going to do with that?
And you were in the showers as well straight away, weren't you? So that was weird.
First, that's what originally started the showering GK. And then once they started to see that it was all good and I knew what I would and wouldn't show, then people were absolutely fine with it. Always the interesting part is it's always result driven of how it's going to be received. So if we won a game on a Saturday afternoon, the fans buzzed off it.
Can't wait for it.
And wanted to see it. The fans of that club. So at Watford, the Watford fans wanted to see the wins. But if we lost the game, the Watford fans hated it. They didn't want to see it. Don't you dare put that vlog out. It's like you're trying to make money from us losing games. But the other fans of every other football team, They all wanted to see that
Pigs and
vlog.
shit.
They wanted to see it. They loved it. They absolutely buzzed off it. So like I say, it's so hard to do. It really is hard to do because you're never going to please everybody all the time. So it's tough when you do lose games to keep putting vlogs out.
I think because you've done it now as well, I think fans have a more understanding of that as well. Because I remember when you were at Wrexham and it was it the Halifax game?
Yeah, yeah.
And obviously that didn't go out.
Yeah.
But like, of course that's not going to go out, is
Exactly.
it? Hi guys, just going for promotion. We've just lost. Here's the vlog. That's not going to happen, is it?
Did the Halifax vlog never actually ever go out?
It might be in the archive somewhere.
Have we got that?
It's a retrospective vlog.
So we made the vlog.
Yeah,
I've got the vlog done. We've got thumbnail. It will be all packaged, good to go, right? And it will just be sitting in the YouTube studio under private. And all we need to do is change that little private bit to public, and you'll be able to go and watch the Halifax
sell it to
vlog.
Disney.
The Halifax vlog, the thing with the Halifax vlog was that it was actually a really good contented video because they scored, did we lose 3-0? Whatever it was anyway, we got absolutely battered. One of the goals actually hit the GoPro. One of the balls went in the back of the net and hit the GoPro on the way into the back of the net. So it was a good vlog, to be fair. But yeah, I don't know. Should I release that video or not?
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll have a look.
Last question from me. Is goalkeeper the hardest position on the pitch?
Yes.
Thank you.
Without doubt. I don't, mate.
Just a little... No, just a little...